Blumhouse has a new thriller film called Unseen that is now available to rent on VOD, but is it even worth your time to check out? Well, let's talk about it. Sam receives a call from Emily, a nearly blind woman who is running from her murderous ex in the woods. She must survive the ordeal with Sam being her eyes using video call. The film stars Midori Francis, Jolene Purdy, Michael Patrick Lane, and Missi Pyle, and was directed by Yoko Okumura, and it's her directorial debut. So I heard about Unseen through another fellow YouTuber after watching his review and found out that it was a Blumhouse film, and I was on board with checking this film out. So the film really centralizes on two characters for the most part of the movie. You have this girl named Sam, she works at a gas station, and you have a girl named Emily who's in a really bad relationship, and she's getting abused, and she escapes from her abuser, and she's in the woods, and she doesn't have her glasses, so she ends up making a bunch of phone calls, and she ends up reaching this girl named Sam who works in this convenience store, and she is her eyes to really getting through this woods, and she has her ex on her tail trying to kill her. She's really paranoid throughout this movie and obviously terrified, and that's where a lot of the suspense of this movie is. So you have these two characters that obviously have made some not the best decisions. Sam in particular being this convenience store clerk who has been working at the same job for 11 years. She's had to put up with a lot of abuse from her boss, as well as Emily having abuse from her boyfriend as well. So they both share that abuse situation, obviously in different formats. And you also have Sam suffering through different characters that appear in the film where she has to deal with them just being really belligerent and wanting to call the cops. So she deals with that on a daily basis. The sets here between both characters are completely different. For example, you have Emily who lives in Michigan and she's out in the woods and it's very gray and dreary and it has that wintry kind of setting, versus Sam who is in Florida. She's in a convenience store and it really represents these greenish colors to the actual gas station. And of course, Florida, it's a lot warmer weather, so it's a lot different weather going on between the compare and contrast here between both characters. Mainly this film, it tries to deliver some suspense, and I think at parts it does have that suspense, but I think at times it really did have trouble really keeping suspense, and I felt like a lot of the times we had characters that kind of were filling screen time, and it felt like you were just like, okay, is she gonna actually get caught? What was going to happen? Is she going to have any actual tension between her and the ex-boyfriend? Is he going to find her? What is going on? And there are some unbelievable moments in this film, mainly that Sam deals with when her phone's dying and apparently the charger gets stuck in the phone. I'm not saying that couldn't happen, but there was just some unbelievable moments. And of course, there's some other unbelievable moments where you know that Emily's character is very nearsighted, but she just acts like she can't really see nothing at all, like it's just a big blurry image. And I can see where people could really have a hard time buying into the script. The main part of this film is it does feel like a streaming movie, and it doesn't really feel anything more than that, and I can understand why Blumhouse would not put this in the theater. I will say that it's a really easy watch. It's only about 70 minutes, but it really doesn't feel like anything more than a one-time watch. Sam was the more stronger character here, and I say that more so because I felt she had a little bit more character arc than Emily here. Now, Emily, obviously, she's trying to escape from her boyfriend, and obviously she's really dwelling the fact that she actually chose to be with this guy for so long and take this abuse for so long. But then you have Sam, who has some past trauma that she faced and things where she didn't really get the courage to really follow through with certain things in her family. And in here, in this movie, she's trying to follow through with helping to save this Emily girl, even though she really doesn't know her at all. So I did like they had a little bit more character arc for Sam here. Although I will say that this movie overall, for me, it just feels like an okay movie. I wouldn't say it's anything you have to rush to really see. And I think overall, for someone being their first directorial debut, I think it's an okay film at best. It doesn't really do a whole lot to really break the mold of a kidnapping, breaking away from an abusive boyfriend type of movie. It has some unbelievable things, of course, and things that you kind of question and scratch your head a little bit, but overall, it doesn't really do anything more than that, and it's a really easy watch, and at least you're not wasting too much of your time watching this movie. I would give a score of this film a 2.5 out of 5. Let me know in the comments, are you going to check out this film? And if you have checked out this film, let me know what you thought about the film. Thank you guys for checking out this review, and I will see you guys on my next review.